little too tall, could've used a few pounds. Tight pants points, hardly renowned. She was a black-haired beauty with big dark eyes, and points all her own, sitting way up high.
Hello there. Name's Arnold Spear Jr. I'm not gonna lie to you, this took me about 60 takes. Hey, welcome back to Low Budget Films. Hi guys, welcome to Low Budget Films and another ASMR video. We got another banger here today. But anyways, I'm here to talk about the chapters in my life that I was assigned to. So let's get started, shall we? First, I'd like to start off with the smartest, but also the weirdest person I know. And his name is Gordy. A Munyao that goes to an all Munyao school. And let me tell you something. If there's one thing that he knew most about, was metaphorical boners.
A metaphorical boner? What the heck is a metaphorical boner? When I say boner.
He was an extremely weird dude, but also the smartest person I'd ever known. He not only tutored and challenged me, but he made me realize the hard work, that the act of finishing is joyous. If you didn't know already, I'm a man that likes shapes, all the right curves, and all the right angles, if you know what I mean. Well anyways, this next person changed my mind about that, and her name is Penelope. Now I was in the middle of my Zen mode, number 2, and I heard the sound. It sounds like this. Yeah, I know. Disgusting, right? Well, it was her. Even though it sounded like a 747 landing on a runway vomit, it still sounded sexy in my ears. Who wrote this script? Now, some boys think about personality to a girl, but me? No. I just love looking at her. Was it wrong to stare so much? I don't know, but I couldn't help myself. I mean, Penelope was crazy beautiful. Can you blame me for staring at her all day long? On the night of my first dance, it really wasn't that bad, but the afterwards is what really counts. Me, Penelope, and Roger decided to eat at this diner that would decide my fate for that night. So fate led me one thing to another. I got as much food as I could, because I knew I was broke and might as well have my last meal, right? Remember the Roger guy I mentioned? Well, let's just say he saved my ass that night, and he's the next greatest person I mentioned. I ran to the bathroom because I knew my last meal had come to an end. Let's just say it wasn't pretty. Roger, like a king he is, supporting the boys, followed me to the bathroom thinking I was taking a shit, but really I was throwing up my guts. Sure, we talked and had this long conversation about Penelope, but I had to tell the truth, that I was broke. And he said, "No problem, man," and handed me a 40. Well, that's a 20, but whatever. You know what I mean. I guess the moral of the story is, if you let people into your life a little bit, they'd be pretty damn amazing. In 1 week, it was going to be Reardon against Wolpenet, a rivalry for the ages. I trained hard, but as you can tell, I wasn't doing too good. Yet I kept on thinking about my friend Rowdy, on how much more he's going to hate me after this game. It's either we embarrass them or we embarrass ourselves. But I knew if I lost that game, it would be a massive disappointment. Not for my team, but for me. Yep. As you can tell, we lost. And yes, my big head got hit. Not surprised there. Later that night after the game, at the hospital, Coach talked his way through the nurses and sat next to me. Now I can't quite remember what we talked about that night, but all I know is, we talked all night. I think we were telling each other stories about loss or revenge, but either way, Coach may have been a Munyao, but it doesn't mean he's all Munyao, if you know what I mean. A respectful person at that time. Thanks, Coach.
Let me know. Do I still got time to grow? Things ain't always set in stone. That be no, let me know. Let me. Seems like
A couple weeks before my next game against Wopenet, I got terrible news about my dad's best friend Eugene. He was shot in the face, right between the eyes. Eugene was a man of few words. He even lived by some of them. But some of them also got him killed. We won against Wopenet. So what? What was I supposed to feel? Ashamed? Damn right. If there's one thing I've learned here is that if you're going against your own tribe, your own blood, your own weakness, make sure to make it all count. I lost everybody. All I have is my parents, Penelope, and all the other Muniels I reared in. You know, all this death around me, I'm pretty sure it's unhealthy for a kid like me. But after all that, my best friend Rowdy came knocking on my door, all for one last game of basketball. I asked him, will we still know each other when we're older? And he says, who knows anything? We played for hours on end, until it got dark. Me and Rowdy may have hated each other, but it didn't stop us from playing one more game. It didn't stop us from playing hours until it's fully dark. I always thought about how it wasn't about keeping the score or checking the time. We were playing together, just us. Best friend or not. I'll always love Rowdy. And yeah, I do think we'll know each other when we're old. Armed Spirit, signing off.
just like moments passing in front of me. So I hopped in the cabin, I paid my fare. See, I know my destination, but I'm just not there in the streets. In the streets, I'm just not there in the streets. I'm just not there. Life's just not fair. Life's just not fair.